أشرقت نفسي بنور من فؤادي حينما رددت يا رب العباد، وانتشت روحي وصار الدمع يجري. يا إلهي خذ بقلبي للرشاد. أشرقت نفسي بنور من فؤادي حينما رددت يا رب العباد، وانتشت روحي وصار الدمع يجري. يا إلهي خذ بقلبي للرشاد. أشرقت نفسي بنور من فؤادي حينما رددت يا رب العباد، وانتشت روحي وصار الدمع يجري. يا إلهي خذ بقلبي للرشاد. في سكون الليل أدعو في سجودي، والدجى حولي سواد في سوادي. يا رؤوفا يا رحيما يا حليما يا كريما ما لفضلك من نفادي. يا سميعا يا مجيبا يا عظيما اهدني يا خالق السبع الشهاد. أشرقت نفسي بنور من فؤاد.
Assalamu alaikum to everybody. Sorry that we had all the issues earlier. I think I have my internet back now. So hopefully we'll get some people joining in. Hello, Meg. Thank you for coming back. Had a bunch of issues, obviously, with the internet earlier. Hello, Joe. Give it a minute, let some people join in, because I'm gonna play that video that I was gonna try to play with that has Eric Smith, basically just restarting our Walaikum Salam, Miriam. Thank you for coming back. I'm going to continue what we were talking about in my earlier broadcast that kept getting interrupted. And so that's going to be basically about fundamentalism and extremism and how it has no place either in Islam, Christianity, or Judaism at all. And that is why I feel that people are leaving the church, first of all, and then I'm sure that we are losing Muslims for the same reasons, because we worry about issues that are, and I say we, it's certain people. I'll give you an example. So we were talking to a new revert on a broadcast, me and Kenny, one time, and there was somebody in the chat who was being real, I can't think of the best word I want to use, but basically he was demanding that a new revert learn Arabic right away. and do their prayers in Arabic. And the thing is nobody is going to be ready to begin right at the beginning and, be off to the races. It's kind of like learning how to run a marathon. You have to learn how to pace yourself, because for a couple of reasons. One of the things that I worry about with new reverts, if they push too hard in the beginning, what you can end up with is you end up getting burned out, and you can end up pushing a new revert right out of Islam, because because you're pushing them too hard. And if you start making pushing, you don't want to overload them with information. That's one of the hardest things, because it's exciting when you get somebody that's new, but at the same time you have to realize what they can handle, and then you also have to learn the person, because some people are a sponge for information and other people are not. Other people have to take things real slow. One thing for me, I'm a slow reader. I do not read real fast. If I find myself reading too fast, usually my mind has wandered and I'm not even thinking about what I'm reading. I actually am, thinking of something else and just reading the words. I catch myself doing that all the time. It's actually worse for me on like a Kindle than it is with a paper book. With a paper book, I'm usually paying more attention. But so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to start a video with Eric Smith. This is the disgraced teacher from Iowa who runs a show called Crossing the Crescent, but it's also Radio Free Kafiristan. So it's pretty obvious that he calls himself Eric Thekafer, which means the kafir. So you can tell he's an Islamophobe and a dirtbag. But there's a few things that are going to start off here, and I want to address them. So let me share my screen, and we'll go to YouTube. Let me know if this is too loud. First of all, they're playing Hell's Bells on a Christian talk show.
All right, folks, little AC/DC to get things warmed up here.
And they're proud of it.
Trying to close as many windows as I can so I don't get lagging. Welcome to the show. Today it's all about what is Islam.
So if you can see this guy here, Eric Smith, that's the guy that runs the show. These are just his little peons that he brings on.
All right, Kufar Akbar, everybody, hello. This is, once again, Radio Free Kafiristan, a radio program dedicated to rightly dividing the truth between Christianity and Islam. We examine the evidence for both of these faiths in order to arrive at the truth that leads us to this end. Thus go I. Shalom, peace, and blessings. This, again, is your humble host, Eric Thekafer, coming to you live from the cavernous depths of the Kafir Cave in Dar al-Harb, Kafiristan. We are here every Tuesday evening on the Global Patriot Radio Network, on Blog Talk Radio, and on StreamYard. We are streaming to 3 different locations: the Radio Free Kafiristan Facebook page, Cross and Crescent Facebook page, and of course the YouTube channel, The Cross in the Crescent. We're here at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, every Tuesday. Let me scroll down here. Remember, of course, I say this every week: a kafir is somebody that does not heed the beliefs and prescriptions held by the religion of Islam. This isn't according to Kafirs. This is according to the New Encyclopedia of Islam. So Kafiristan is Dar al-Harb. That is the house of war. You have Dar al-Islam, where the Sharia Islamia, or the Islamic law, is applied. And then you have Dar al-Harb, the house of war, where it's not. And we are solidly ensconced in Dar al-Harb here, because if we were in Dar al-Islam, we would probably all be in some pretty deep trouble. If you want to call into the show, the telephone number is area code 319-527-6706. Again, area code 319-527-6706. I got to run over here to the board, make sure I didn't miss anything. Today we're going to be talking about what is Islam. And I'm not going to provide a long, lengthy definition of what it is and what it isn't, but we're going to give some examples today of, it should be more aptly described, of what happens when people practice Islam. And before I turn it over to our dear lady Connie, I wanted to show you guys something.
All right. So before I let them continue, one of the things that you'll hear from Eric Smith is that he doesn't hate Muslims. He hates the Prophet. So it's funny because he just said what happens when you practice Islam. So I'm going to go ahead and let him continue.
That I ran across today that was actually pretty scary. In what they were doing is they were showing kids going to summer camp. I mean, when we think of kids going to summer, I've taught at our local church camp before, and you have kids that everywhere from 8 years old all the way up to junior, seniors in high school. And you always have this innocence when you go to camp, wanting to have fun. You play games, you build bonfires, you go to the lake and swim. You do all kinds of fun at camps. But there's 2 guys that have a YouTube channel. It is called the Joshua and Caleb.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Aki, Muslim?
Yes.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. I was thinking, what you playing, bro? You from England? You from England, brother?
No, I'm in the U.S. I'm actually in Georgia, the state of Georgia.
Okay. Yeah. I just come across this channel, man. Alhamdulillah, man. What's this about, bro?
Awesome. What we're talking about is extremism, or extreme fundamentalism within Christianity, Islam. Earlier, I started off a broadcast, and it got cut short because I was losing internet. And on that broadcast, I had showed a video of a Muslim who was getting on to people, and he made it about Turks, was the term he used, using an E instead of an A when they transliterate Arabic.
Okay. Well, Aki, you Sunni, yeah?
Huh?
You Sunni, Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah? Sunni Muslim, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, alhamdulillah, yeah, man. Subhanallah, yeah. So what was he saying?
So he was saying that it's bid'ah to use an E instead of an A for translating words from Arabic. So in other words,
he said it's innovation. Bid'ah innovation, yeah.
Yeah, he's saying it's innovation to do that. So if somebody spells salam, and they say with an E at the, near the end, then that's an innovation. And one of the things that I brought up on that is that if that's innovation, then it would be to translate the Quran into English. That would be innovation.
Yes, that's correct. That's true. That's true. That's true.
So
because
now
the Quran was originally Arabic, it wasn't English or this and that. So yeah, you're correct on that point. Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the things that we really push, me and Kenny Bomer, who I don't know which channel you're watching on, but one of the channels I'm on right now is Consider This TV, and that is Kenny. Well, Kenny is the one who leads that, and then we have a team that is a part of this. But so once I got past that, now we're talking about Eric Smith, who I don't know if you're familiar with him, but this guy is a big time Islamophobe.
Yeah.
And
I'm on this channel, bro. Aki, it's called Charlie.
Yeah, that's me.
Is that you? Yeah.
Yeah, that's me. And then also I have examined the word space org. I got that from. I was a Christian for 35 years. Yeah. I used that same channel for my Christian videos and thought about changing the name. However, most of my videos actually talk about Christianity.
Okay.
So I decided not to change it because we're still examining the Bible. We're just showing where the Christians do not have an inerrant text. First of all, it's not inerrant. It has errors. And also, one of the things that I try to show more often than other subjects is that Jesus, peace be upon him, was not God. So that's one of the things that we really focus on this channel. But today, mainly, I was going to talk about Eric Smith. But if you got anything, I always let the panel, anybody that comes on the panel or in the chat, I let them kind of set the tone of a program. Are you there, brother?
So can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can. Yes.
Yeah. I was saying I don't really know about this Eric Smith that much. I don't know. Is this person that comes debates Muslim in Speaker's Corner? You know about him? Jay Smith.
Yeah, I know who Jay Smith is.
Are you talking about him?
No, Eric Smith. I'll tell you what. I'm going to play a little bit more of this video, and you're going to hear him go to this Connie woman, and just wait till you hear what she says about Islam.
Nobody's like, you play. I'm listening.
All right.
Network. I don't know if you guys have ever been to their channel before, but it is worth a look. How many subscribers do they have? They have, let's see, it doesn't say here. I thought it would, but it doesn't. It says it doesn't matter. Anyway, so what they of what they discovered, I'm not going to belabor the point, but here is a camp that they discovered. And they compare it to
this, by the way, is what a summer camp should look like, right? Water, having fun, little children laughing, playing. That's what I think of. No, not. And by the way, this is a recent video right here because this came just after the Gaza-Israel conflict. This is going to give parents nightmares. That does not look like what should be happening in your local summer camp. No. This footage probably all comes from Gaza, the Gaza Strip.
Okay, I like those things are fun to climb on, but shooting guns from them, I've never seen
shooting a gun. I mean, going down head first. And what it's saying here, and by the way, this video is from an organization called Honest Reporting. Basically, they're just talking about where is the press? Why? Because there is a lot of mainstream press in the Gaza Strip.
Well, like New York Times
reporting.
All right, I just wanted to give you just a brief look at that. and it's a 28-minute video. I think they do a daily show, and they usually put out some pretty good data because they're stationed in the corner. I don't. Okay,
no
I just
way.
wanted to make sure. Because you don't have to do that on this show. I just.
No way.
Yeah, when I heard that, I just kind of cringed. I said, "Oh, he was going to say that about her," because I was just thinking what your reaction was going to be. But that's okay. All right, go ahead. You got the mic, ma'am.
Well, I do want to share that video and then start from there with
Okay.
Sheikh Uthman's.
Sure.
You know,
Okay.
he is go to 130, and he's trying to
you don't.
He's saying that he's not calling for a change of the law, but he just wants us Christians to proclaim that they deserve to die. But he won't read in Romans 2 where it talks about the forbearance and the long suffering, the patience of God. So he wants us just to jump on and proclaim the wrath of God. Hey, they deserve to die, you know, because Islam, in my opinion, is murder.
And why would you say that? Let's clarify. Let's get that out, because that was one of their.
Okay,
and,
get one of those memes.
Hold on. Let me just preface this. Okay, what they were talking about, and this is one of the things that his buddy Charles Doyle is so fixated on. He's so fixated on this this Canadian Islamic family was run over by some psychopath a couple weeks ago, killed 4 or 5 of them. And here's his argument. His argument is that people like us, Connie, by saying Islam is murder, or somebody like me that says that Muhammad was not an example to follow at all for any time, at any place, we are the ones that are inciting people to do heinous crimes like that. Now,
all right. So I think that pretty much gets the majority of what I wanted to show you. And the thing with Eric is that he's wrong. I have no problem with him saying anything about the prophet not being an example to follow. My problem is that he allows scumbags like Connie to say that Islam is murder.
Yeah, to slander the Prophet ﷺ, and Islam,
Yeah. So you can tell. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say you can tell that he's definitely an Islamophobe. Like what he's saying, like he's, you know what I mean, he's attacking the Prophet ﷺ blatantly. You know what I mean, saying he was not to follow at any time, being this and that. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. So this is the kind of stuff that we hear from them all the time. Obviously, you can tell they know who I am because he mentioned my name. And this is the kind of stuff we're supposed to. Now, he used to be a teacher. He was teaching middle school American history, and he was forced into retirement because we complained on him to the school board.
Okay, so he was a teacher, yeah?
Yeah, he was actually teaching middle school American history, and his wife, I think, is still a teacher, which is scary in itself because if she believes in what he does, and just the American flag behind him, that wasn't there before. That was actually, there was a Israeli flag behind him. Prior, I don't know why he changed it, but and one of the things that I saw in the comments here is, and I agree with them, I get what they're saying here, is that the kids in Gaza don't have the luxury of swimming pools and swimming pools and having camps like what we have, because obviously, if you're getting bombed, you are not going to be in a position to be having summer camp.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but this is what we're used to. They take, an extreme position on Islam, and I could do the same thing to Christianity, and I don't. What I focus on are the people like Sam Shimon. Are you familiar with him?
No, I'm not. No.
Oh, wow. Give me 1 second, and I'll give you a little taste of Sam Shimon. Give me just a second. If anybody under the age of 18 is watching, you might want to go to another channel, or if you got your kids in the background, because what I'm about to play is going to be kind of graphic. So, but this is believe it or not, this guy considers himself a Christian.
Christian, yeah. Okay.
And I think you're going to be a little shocked with his behavior. I'm going to go ahead and start it up. I forgot I got to share my screen.
Okay.
All right, share that, and
Hey, why is your mother a stupid whore? If his mother wasn't a stupid whore, a spiritual whore, the devil, he wouldn't be a bastard. He's upset, guys. He doesn't know which Shia fathered him when his mother, a spiritual whore, did muta with the 20 Shia that night. And he wants to take it out on me. No, actually, it's the Shia that beat your mother like a whore, which why you are a satanic bastard, because you still don't know which Shia fathered you. You are a stupid, dumb bastard, and you can't do nothing about it. I won't chill out. You're a fake, dumb little bastard.
so that gives you a little insight into Sam Shimon.
Oh yeah, I know him. Just, I didn't know his name, but by his face, I've seen some videos of him. He beats with another person. I think he attacked someone in America called Uthman Farouk. I think
Yes,
he does.
yes, in San Diego, yeah. And what's funny is when he actually had a chance to face Uthman, he gave him a hug and left, and then made a video calling him a liar.
Him and David Wood, yeah.
Yes, yeah. Now at least David Wood will actually try to debate him, but yeah, this guy's too. And this guy even called me through Facebook Messenger, and because Eric Smith cried to him like a little baby because I was talking about him, and he tried to call me out to come on a show, and I told him, I said, well, I'll tell you what, you fly in here to Atlanta, give me a week's notice, because I've got physical issues that I would have to, I wouldn't be able to do any streams that week, and I would meet him in Atlanta and debate him anytime.
Yeah.
But this guy's a coward, and that's why I wouldn't go on his stream, because all he'll do is talk like that, and I guarantee you, in person, he would only talk to me like that one time. So
it's crazy.
Yeah. So this is what we're basically dealing with when we deal with this channel. And then we also have a few others that are not quite as bad as these guys. I try to bring on Christians that will actually debate the real issues instead of talking about Aisha and talking about, Islam is murder and all this stuff. So I want, if any Christians are going to come on, and I'm going to put the link in the chat again. It's, I just want somebody that actually has some knowledge and can actually argue issues instead of trying to just attack. So I already put the link in the chat, so if anybody wants to come on, you're welcome to. If any of my team members from Consider This TV are listening, I would love to have you on too.
Yes, Aki. I was gonna ask you, bro. Have you got Hangouts? Are you on Hangouts, bro?
I do have Hangouts. Yes.
Okay, no problem. I'm just gonna get ready for it's a Maghrib time here now. What I'll do in the back chat, I'm gonna message you my Hangout, inshallah, and we can have a chat from there. I can jump on your panel and whatever we can do, some inshallah.
Oh, sounds good. Yep.
I'll post in the back channel, okay? Yeah? I'm gonna read Salah, and if you're still live, I'll jump back on after Salah, inshallah. Okay. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam. So I'm waiting to see if anybody is going to join. If not, let me know if anybody wants to talk about a certain subject, or if there's a video that I may not be aware of that you would like to refer me to. If anybody wasn't on my earlier stream, but I will say that on there was, well, I just had it, now I forgot it. There was something that we talked about. Oh, Apostate Prophet was on Myth Vision earlier. If anybody happened to see that, Myth Vision is actually more of an atheist channel, but he had Apostate Prophet on, and I actually think it was a mistake, even though I knew that Apostate Prophet is a fake anyway. I think it pretty much showed his lack of knowledge. He might as well just follow Sam Shimon. He uses the same argument Sam Shimon does. So that was one thing that happened today, was Apostate Prophet going on there. I haven't been able to watch Apostate Prophet stuff because really, as soon as I start up his videos, I lose interest because I think they're weak myself. So I agree in not promoting. The only problem is that it's important that we bring light to this subject. Can I draw? No. I'm not artistic in any way. I used to sing when I was younger, but I don't do that anymore either. But I'm very, that's the one thing that I fail at is artistic ability. Yeah, I'm sure he did. Like I said, Apostate Prophet is really, what's bad is that pretty much everybody that focuses on Salaam Alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you, Brother Charles?
Good to see you.
Well, yeah, from the limited amount you can see me, yeah.
Yeah, good to see you on here anyway.
That's cool. What are we discussing today?
Well, we're talking about extremism. I started off earlier today with Islam, and then we worked into Christianity because I got cut short because I kept getting cut off the internet. What I'm trying to show is, we all know from the videos that I've done about these people like Sam Shimon and them that, they're very, well, they're Islamophobic, number one, when they focus on Islam, but I'm even showing less people than that as far as like, here's the thing that I'm trying to show people. They did a study on Christianity where, and it's in a book called Unchristian is the name of the book. And basically what they did is they interviewed a bunch of people who were not Christians and asked them what they think of when they think of Christianity. And the top three things that they talked about was basically that they hate homosexuals, and there was a second one I can't think of, and I should have looked in the book before I came on. And then the third one is that they're hypocrites. So the problem that you're seeing, and there's a video. Have you seen the video that was done of a pastor who is filming a masjid from the outside, and he drives past it and there's cars that pack the parking lot. They're even parked on a grassy area on the other side of the road. But then he drives to his church and there's 3 cars in the parking lot. And what he's doing, he basically starts crying, but he's saying, you know, what's happened to the church, and what's happened is extremism. People were tired, just like me. I left it, not because of anything quite like that, because I really didn't deal with people who were like, I didn't deal with Sam Shimon and all that. I hardly even knew who he was, other than I knew he talked about Islam. But I left it because one thing that hurt me probably the worst in my time as a Christian is that from the time I was 13, I was constantly told that the Bible was in there and it could be proven to be in there. And that any contradiction is one that you just have to find the answer for. The problem is that now I know that the Bible is definitely not inerrant, and there are errors in it. And they probably, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Hey, they probably would have been able to keep me a Christian had they, you know, who knows? Probably not, because Allah chooses what happens. But it wouldn't have been such a hard thing to deal with as a Christian if I was taught from the beginning that the Bible is not inerrant. But the problem is when it would be like me, you know, saying that I'm going to do everything perfectly on this show, and then you guys hear that I don't do everything perfectly, but I still say that it was perfect. Well, alaikum salam. So pretty good. Glad to see all of you guys here.
Yeah, actually, I've been playing around with some different videos. I've got different setups now. I've got a camera on right hand side. I've got a camera on the left hand side, and I've just been playing around with this for the last 2-3 days now. So that's why I've got a different.
Yeah, believe it or not, I'm a little differently set up now too. Yeah. And then let's see here. It's funny that you mentioned about the other camera, because I did the same thing. I've got a camera over on this side. So, but that's my Bell's palsy side, so I don't show it that much. Oh, where did he go? He fell out of the stream. There you are.
Is which Mustafa is this Mustafa?
Not.
How are you?
I'm okay. You're right. You're okay.
Good, alhamdulillah. Yeah, brother Mustafa, how are you?
He's on mute. Charles is on mute. Mustafa.
Yeah,
I don't know which.
Did you have some problems earlier on or whatever? I was trying to.
I had terrible internet issues.
Okay, because I saw you on, and I was working with my camera and everything, and suddenly I saw you disappear. You know, what a disappointment or whatever. That's what I heard you say. And then I thought, oh no, what happened? Did somebody come on? Did they cause any problems? Was there any issues? You know, so then I turned off. I was trying to connect cameras and trying to get back on again.
No, it was just because of that they kept kicking me off the internet, and so it was kicking me from the channel, and I had to keep coming back, and it finally just got so ridiculous I decided to go reset my router. And then I waited for a little while to make sure, and I could tell there was issues because when I was trying to get on the StreamYard and YouTube, it was taking forever.
Right. I just want to say assalamu alaikum to everybody who's watching, and like I said, jazakallah khair for supporting the channel. And inshallah, we got more coming up. We got I've got 10 days holiday as from Thursday here in the Middle East. They give us at least 10 days holiday. So I've got 10 days holiday, so I'll be streaming like crazy next week, inshallah.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
So you'll probably see me up. You'll probably see me up some of the times that you don't see me log in. You probably see me up at those times. I'll probably be joining you in the late hours of the evening and the early hours of the morning, inshallah.
Oh, good to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's easier for me to do these in the evening. I did this one because I was hoping to catch some people from especially around UK or the people that are in those time zones. That's why I tried to do this earlier, and it just didn't turn out because I wasn't able to play videos. I wasn't able to do anything. So I've even gone around the house and tried to turn some items off that are usually hooked up to the internet. But for everybody in the chat, if anybody wants to come on, let me put the invite back in there. But
I'll probably just be taking a break for about 5-10 minutes. I've got to play my Isha because I haven't played yet.
Okay.
I'm fidgeting around with cameras here and cameras there, and I've got a GoPro camera hooked up on one side. I've got my tablet hooked up as a camera on the other side. I've got a mobile phone clipped to my table on the other side. So I've got about 3 cameras here I've been playing with all the time. So
all right.
I need to go and play. So I'll be back soon, inshallah.
All right. We'll see you in a few.
Okay.
Assalamu alaikum.
I just saw you on there. So let me come and give you salam.
I'm glad.
Go and
Thank
play,
you.
inshallah. Okay, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. So one question I have for everybody in the chat, is there anybody in the chat that even though you're a Muslim, you actually study the Bible? I'll wait for a minute for people to answer that. And then was anybody, what did everybody think of what the Connie lady said? I know that obviously it wasn't a positive thing, but what amazed me is that they're still continuing to use the same rhetoric instead of showing intelligence. That's one of the things that I realize about people like Eric Smith and his crew, is that I would think on an intelligence level that they're very low. So you've read some of it. Yeah, study it for Dawa. That's good. And then if you do study it, one of the things that's important is, yeah, Meg studied it for a long time. One of the things that you got to be careful of when you're studying the Bible, whether you're studying it to do dawah or whatever you're using it for, you got to be careful of the translation you're using. One of the ones that's real easy to read, but it's bad for study, is the New Living Translation. I actually found a ton of words that are added to that. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Bati.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
So how are you?
Alhamdulillah, brother. I saw your stream. I had to go for Fajr about after 6 o'clock in the morning. So I finished my prayer. So I thought I better get on to stream, say salam to my brother. He's on today, mashallah. And on and off I've heard a few things, but I'm not very clear what is going on. I heard that you was speaking about the stream where you and myself and Brother Kenny were We were there, and somebody was in the chat was really aggressive against yourself and myself and everybody by saying that you got to learn Arabic as soon you are Muslim. Doesn't matter who you are. You got to pray
Yes.
your salah in Arabic 100%. I understand completely what he was saying. It applies to those people who are living in environment where they grown up definitely in Arabic culture, or they are learning it straight away from the childhood. Uh, but how can it be applied? The common sense is going out of a window sometime when people are taken by anger.
Yes.
Anger is quite a dangerous thing. It's haram. We should try to avoid anger. And that gentleman was quite angry because he had some other issues, probably with Kenny. And he was saying in the chat that whoever innovates, whoever create a bid'ah in Islam, for every bid'ah there is a Musa. And Bhatti, I am Musa for you here. So why don't you, Bhatti, go and join the church? Such an extreme that gentleman went to say to somebody that you should leave Islam and join churches. And that's awful. It's anger, nothing more than that. The person realized that, somebody's reciting Arabic, not Arabic, maybe praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whichever language they understand, whatever their tongue can open the words they can, but at least they are trying to connect to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But the guy got so angry. That's the anger. When anger take hold of somebody, we lose a lot of things. So that was the stream, brother, I heard you were talking about. The gentleman was not very happy, and there was insisting that Brother Charles or anyone who ever pray is supposed to pray in Arabic. But I was saying, no, you can learn in English. But then next stream, I actually show how my wife actually learned Arabic by reading English alphabet. For people who cannot say, I had that paperwork sitting with me. My wife always learned Arabic by reading in English. I write down for her because it's very difficult when we are grown up. It's difficult for us to learn anything new. Brother Charles, you remember that when I said that it's really hard to learn for old dogs new tricks, he got very offended.
Yeah.
But I don't mean that I'm trying to say that I can give up what teaching of Islam's are and I will innovate my own faith. No, we are just trying to talk about how to use general skill to learn something. Understand completely that it takes time. We are not saying, my brother Charles, we were not saying that he will never learn. We all will try our utmost ability. We all have different abilities. And we will all try our utmost abilities to worship in a proper fashion our Lord. And we know that we are on Sirat al-Mustaqim, inshallah. We know where we are lacking. But people, if they are going to pounce on you because they know where you lack and they get angry about it, I think it shows that they are a bit low level. So, Jazakallah, brothers, you were mentioning these things. So it refreshes my mind as well that how sometimes we people get angry and they attack their own brothers, their own sisters. Basically, the disease is anger, not innovation or bid'ah. we can understand each other sometime. It does look like from other side that this person might be doing something intentionally to create in our faith. But if you talk to them nicely, then you might understand they are not. They will come back to the right path as soon their capacity allows them. So this is how sometimes we all, brother, we all get to, somehow we all need to, take a little bit chill pill and we should try to understand each other as a human first. So hopefully we will, inshallah, try to keep ourselves steadfast. Brothers, all there are brother Abdul Mateen, there is brother Mustafa, there is brother I can't remember the brother name from Poor People of the Book. All assalamu alaikum. He will get angry if I don't remember. Brother Jamal.
He's actually praying right now.
No problem.
So he'll be back.
At least, okay, no worries. At least I still, my memory works. So the people who are young boys, sometimes they get emotional very fast. Sometimes we really don't know how many struggles we all go through sometimes, young or old. We all have our struggles. But we are nowhere dishonest people to we always try to, why we are Muslims. Walaikum assalam. Sorry about that, brother. I was about to forget your name. Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
I heard you were gone.
How's Australia?
Australia.
The guys with the funny accent,
No, nobody has funny accent at all. Australia is all good. No issue. My language is quite what they call Indian accent.
Good, alhamdulillah.
I'm not very Australian, so it's all good. That's a bit.
So I won't tell you. I won't say g'day then to you. Yeah?
No, g'day is a very difficult word. No, right. It's me too. I don't say that word sometimes. Right. Brothers, I hope everyone is okay. And Brother Charles, I saw something on the thing that there was a video not available. So I was wondering what happened, but I will not ask live anyway. So if there are issues of copyright or something, I'm not sure what was it. So things are happening.
On which video?
This stream probably a couple of hours ago, it was about to go ahead, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so what happened, when I wake up and I said, wow, Brother Charles, on already 2 hours, it's my Fajr time. So the stream was saying, no, the stream is only private. It's not available. So,
okay.
Yeah.
I was having a lot of problems earlier with my internet, and luckily a lot of these same people came back. Actually, we have more this evening than we had earlier, but it was kicking me off the stream. It must have happened 15 times before I finally decided to shut it down.
Fair enough.
Can I say assalamu alaikum?
Go ahead.
Sister Meg, yeah, next week I've got 10 days off, yeah, so if you want to kind of set up your reversion story sometime next week, please let me know, inshallah. From Thursday I'm off for 10 days. So if we can set up that reversion story on my channel, I'll be very happy on it, inshallah.
MashaAllah. Brother Jamal is going to have 10 days off.
Yeah, usually
that's a beautiful.
Usually for Eid, what happens is, if there's a weekend before and a weekend after, the day that Eid falls on, they give us the whole week. So we get the whole week, we get the weekend before, and we get the weekend after. It comes 10 days. See?
Wow.
Our weekend starts on Friday here. So Thursday afternoon, from Thursday afternoon, I'm on holiday.
MashaAllah.
So then I go back to work again the Sunday after. So, I got 10 days off. So So
we will be looking at a lot of stream.
You guys will get fed up seeing my face for 10 days.
No, brother, that's all good. MashaAllah, Jazakallah for doing the good deeds. That's great. Anybody doing
That's why I've decided to set up my cameras all over, because you won't be seeing me in one angle. You'll be seeing me in different angles.
Wow, that's a fancy setup. How many cameras?
I've got 3 cameras at the moment I'm working on. Some are working at the moment and some are not. So I'm just playing around with them and seeing which ones are working and which ones are not. So
Oh, brother kick himself out.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, Brother Charles, go ahead, brother. I can see the topic of the day was extremism
or fundamentalism.
And the yeah. Oh, well, it is a difficult topic, brother. It exists actually every walk of life.
Yes.
Among a lot of people.
No, that's true, and that's what we were actually talking about earlier. Was that we, we have to be careful of it in Islam too. It's not just Christians, and so one of the things that I was trying to bring up earlier were the different tribes, and I was trying to think of some more. Let me let him back in here. It kicked you out. I think every time he's trying to change cameras, it's kicking him out.
I think Brother Jamal is playing with us.
Yeah.
No, I mean he's playing with his setup. Yeah. So go ahead, brother.
So that's the thing, is that I don't want to just put it on Christians. That's why I didn't say extremism in Christianity, because it's not just Christians that are doing it. So and there was a lot of people in the chat that were offended at a comment that was made in my last stream last week, which was that the use of an E instead of an A in transliterating Arabic, and they got very upset about it. So we discussed that earlier too. It's just not something that, to me, it doesn't make any sense. But at the same time, even if it is something that upsets certain people, if it's not something that we need to be, it's not going to change anybody's life. It's the way I like to put it. And so what I mean, it's important that we show love to people, and not, because one of the things that I was bringing up, there's this book called Unchristian. The book was made up from where they interviewed non-Christians and asked them what their view of Christianity was. And the biggest thing that was talked about was basically hateful attitudes towards homosexuality, towards this, towards that. And then one of the ones was, they said that they're hypocritical. In other words, they talk about their, just like a great example would be this, if anybody can help me in the chat, I'm trying to think of his name because I didn't really watch him, but the guy that just died recently, that they found out, he's a Christian, and they found out that he was doing, having sexual,
the old man.
Yeah,
Rabbi Zacharias.
Rabbi Zacharias.
Brother Mustafa is spot on.
Yep. So he actually owns some massage parlors, and and would have the girls massage areas they weren't supposed to. So, and apparently, if they wouldn't, then he would do it in front of them. So there, it became a big deal, and that is one of the main reasons why you're seeing a lot of people leave, is because of those same people who are telling everybody how good they need to be. All of a sudden, they get caught doing stuff that's bad. And I don't know if you're aware of this, but there's been comments made by Muslim.
I'll stay with that camera then. I've been playing around with my toys here, and I think
you
like
keep
you know,
getting kicked
a little
out.
kid, a little kid who's got a new toy, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm playing around with them. So this is what I've been all day, all afternoon, connecting here, connecting there, and disconnecting here, disconnecting there, like a little kid. Some are working, some are not working. So I'll just keep the mic on and the cameras off.
Yep.
Okay, sorry.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm glad you came back. So anyway, that's the basis of what I am talking about, and I'm hoping that anybody that has anything, go ahead and bring it up, and then we can always change the subject too. I started off with this because that's what we were talking about earlier.
Surely. Brother, you just mentioned
Brother Tamimi, to answer your question, yeah, I work in healthcare in a hospital as an IT officer here. So it's in the government. That's why we get so many days off in Ramadan, in Eid. There was a comment there by Brother Tamimi saying that Brother Jamal must be working for a government. Yes, I did.
Yeah, when I was a police officer, I used to get a lot of time off.
No,
I had good insurance.
Brother Jamal, Brother Charles has actually spoken about very vital things, few vital things, very important things. That when we actually, when we get to discuss any matter, does not matter, it's against Islam or it's against Christianity or any faith. Matter of fact, any matter of any kind, if we have a grave, huge disagreement, it is so far important that both parties are calm and not aggressive. Then the discussion can result in positive way. It is very highly difficult and very much impossible sometimes to achieve anything positive out of angry situations. So when somebody, even the minor issues, for example, I'm not sure what Brother Charles were talking about, that something E or something, I'm not sure what it is that means. But anything minor to big, when the anger get involved, we lose our plots. And surely we have to, and it's not the easy task. A party who thinks, or the party who believes that they are on the right thing, an opposition party, they also believe they are on the right path. And when we challenge each other, even on the smallest scale, it gets aggressive. In that sort of situation, when you stay calm, you surely make more sense. So it's very difficult, and we need to learn that. We all.
My point,
yes,
Brother
plus.
Batty, is I don't like discussing with people who don't have knowledge. You know, a lot of us have spent our time, our effort, we spent years and years and years of studying, and we and when we have people who come on who don't have any knowledge, and they just make statements that out of the wind or whatever, like statements that would basically offend people. Sometimes it would offend our deen, it will offend our prophet, it will offend us. So sometimes it does get me a bit irate dealing with people like that, because especially in our day and age, it is very easy to study. You can get books online, you can get lectures online, you can get all sorts of things online. And for somebody to just spend a few hours, educating themselves, and it's not difficult. Now, if other people can go out and do it, I don't see why others shouldn't. People would they want to come on somebody's channel and rant and rave and make whatever, but they don't even bother to go and read the books. They don't even bother to go and read the Quran. They don't bother to go and read the Hadith, and they don't even bother to go and read their own Bible. And they come and they take us as if we are the stupid ones now. I'm going to come and teach you your religion, And that really, really does my head in, because I'm not saying
brother, yes,
intellectual or something, but I've given my time. I've sat, I've studied, and I've got books all around me. I'm studying all the time, and I would expect the same level of person to come and discuss with me. You see, if somebody wants to discuss other things, no problem. I don't go and open up a book of medicine and read a few words and go and run to the doctors who work in a hospital, same hospital as me, and try and disprove them. No, because I don't know anything about medicine. But whereas religion, something that everybody is dear to, people don't even bother to go and study, and they want to come in on channels and get time. You give them your time, you give them hospitality and everything, and they will come. They will insult you. They will denigrate you and everything. And this is the type of thing that I personally, I take it offensive, because there's a lot of us
Mashallah.
out there who've given our time with, we've studied. Even our brothers themselves, there are some of our brothers who will talk without knowledge, who will say things without knowledge, and then other people will pick that up. Other people will pick that up and say, "Oh, they said such and such thing. These people are not on the right manhaj. They're not on the Quran and Sunnah, because they said this, they said that, and we're not going to go and listen to them anymore." You see, I get that a lot on Twitter. I get brothers who are talking bad about such and such person because he said such and such thing. So this person, we're not going to take anything from him anymore because he said this, he said that. So even our Muslim brothers, before we say anything, it should be with knowledge. It should be right. Because the Prophet ﷺ told us, the one who tells a lie about me, let him know that I'm paraphrasing, but let him know that his place is in the fire of hell. So we say things sometimes. Sometimes we say, "Oh, Prophet ﷺ said this," or "Prophet ﷺ said that," and he didn't. So we have to be clear, with knowledge and whatever, and so we don't put ourselves in a mess, and also we don't put our channels in a mess, and we don't have people all around talking about us. Oh, he said this, he said that, and whatever.
Brother Jamal, I understand your frustration. Completely understand that when somebody has put so much effort. Brother Jamal, it's okay. If myself, I have a complete knowledge how a car works, and if I see somebody who don't know how to drive the car, I'm pretty confident I will get it straight away that this person is driving not so correct. So it makes everybody, in fact, a little bit frustrated. It's difficult times when we know the other person is less knowledgeable. But it's okay, Brother Jamal, to accept that not everybody is like Brother Jamal, mashallah. We cannot achieve the good level.
I don't say I have knowledge. I'm a student of knowledge, and I will be a student of knowledge until I go into my grave. But when people come onto the channel,
completely understand, brother.
Come into the channel, and they want to take you on as if I'm going to show them, I'm going to show these Muslims, and they come and they don't have knowledge. They don't have any knowledge of Islam. And they will come and take us on, and they don't have any knowledge of Islam. And we have some other brothers of ours as well who come onto the channel, who come and they talk and they say things, but sometimes they don't verify what they say. And other people behind are listening to them, and then these people go, and a lot of people, what they do nowadays, everyone's become a scholar nowadays, So everyone will go on Twitter, everyone will go on Facebook, everyone will go here and say, this guy said this guy said that, he's so we mustn't follow him. So these things shouldn't happen,
Yeah.
No, understand that, brother, and completely understood. Thank you, Brother Charles, for taking in. It's ironic sometimes that even we unable to learn sometime, but some people have actually learned this, that if they don't know something, they should stay silent. It's okay, brother. We come across a lot of some silly type people as well. It should not boil our blood. We should just laugh at the matter and move on.
Right,
but Brother Jamal, yes, Brother Charles.
So I don't have any problem with them bringing up Rabbi Zach.
No, I don't have problem with anybody bringing any statement from ignorance, because I would just enjoy it. And if I know that the truth of the matter, I would not bother. I will not be bothered too much about it. But Brother Jamal is coming from a platform which is very true. Sometimes we face people, they will throw some ahadith and some sort of Islamic or theological statements taken out of some sort of Islamic website, Islamophobe websites, and it frustrates you that, hang on, you've got no idea what actually hadith word itself, what it means. And they will throw things around you just to make you look like that somehow they have defeated you, or their arguments are better against your faith. And that actually frustrates a lot of people. I agree with Brother Jamal. Brother Mustafa up here on the panel, he has a very beautiful demeanor. I like the Brother Mustafa's attitude. Look, he sits there, he has always kept his tone normal, beautiful. A lot of us, we should learn from each other, and I learned from Brother Jamal. He is very hard worker. He is always truthful. And Brother Jamal, mashallah, you are spot on. Sometime that there are people who has complete ignorance, and even best of us gets irritated and heat up. So it happens to best of us, and everybody's leaving while I'm speaking. Is Brother Mustafa, are you there? Okay. Brother Abdul Mateen, are you there? Hello, welcome back, brother. I thought maybe nobody wants to listen to me. Brother Jamal left, Brother Charles left, Brother Mateen don't respond, and Brother Mustafa. Hello. Thank God, Brother Jamal, you are back. I know. I was feeling guilty straight away. I was like, I'm going to kick myself out from the stream now.
No. I was playing around with my camera again.
Oh, fair enough. All right, brothers. Hang on. Brother Charles is coming in and out again.
Yeah.
I think he's having.
Brother Charles has got an internet problem. He's got this afternoon he was on, like, when I was on earlier on, and I was working with my camera and I was trying to listen to him, and he had some problems. He got cut off again. That's why I didn't join earlier, because I found he was having some problems, and I was busy with my cameras, plugging here, plugging there, and whatever. So I said, let me just listen in. And while I was listening in, he got cut off several times. So he's got some internet issues there.
So Brother Charles is having that same sort of issue again, I guess.
Yeah, he keeps getting kicked out every time.
Brother Charles, can you say something? You are on screen.
You know what I like listening from Brother Charles is when he tells about his adventures as a police officer. It's very interesting.
Oh yes.
To listen to, because I used to watch a lot of. I'm also an author. I write books and everything. Yeah, and recently I was writing like what do you call it? A suspense thriller. So I was watching a lot of these police movies and from Netflix and investigation and stuff like that. So whenever he tells these stories, I kind of very very interested in listening, kind of thing.
MashaAllah. So, Brother Charles, actually, I cannot believe that Brother Charles has accepted. He joined the Party of Islam 3 months ago. I can't believe. Some of us are all live in this way of.
Sister Megan, please don't forget to get in touch with me for the reversion story. I've got 10 days holiday coming, so we can get it sorted, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Yeah, Sister Meg, I think is
Ravi Zakaria after his death for a long time. Oh, this is a topic. It's quite that question, Brother Jamal on the screen. It says that Brother Hussein saying, what do you think about some of the YouTube channel talking about Ravi Zakaria after his death?
To be very very honest with you, I don't know much about that guy. You know, I'd never followed much of his until recently, until a couple of years, a year or so ago. I didn't even know who he was. I saw his name around and everything, but I didn't know who he was. I was more into these David Wood and Sam Shimon kind of people. I wasn't that much into him. And after he died and there was a scandal about him or whatever, then I got to know about him more. But what he preached, what he spoke about, his whatever, I don't know much about him though.
If we are, I'm not sure. It's quite controversial. It's a difficult question. It's not very simple to say. When we talk about that somebody is died and we are talking behind the dead body, you know what I mean? Question pose itself difficulty. But when we understand, doesn't matter a person is alive or he's dead. When we talk about what has happened related to the person around his life or after the death. For example, Brother Charles always keep talking about some special characters like Sam or other people. They are alive. But is something changed when somebody is not alive and we discuss that what damage or good has been done for certain people by certain persons? I'm not sure. Where is the line? Why in certain cultures it is seen that somebody when dies, a Muslim dies or a non-Muslim or a person dies after his death, what kind of things you should not talk about? Sometimes this sort of questions comes up just to shut up our face because, hey guys, we are present at the funeral. It's a cultural question. Don't talk bad about the person who just passed away. That there are so many different situation about these sort of question. So a person just passed away, and you're standing on the funeral, and you talk bad about it. It's not nice, surely. But person long time ago passed away. We have books about left behind. People are reading the books of that person, and if we find something not right about those books, or if we don't find something right about what the person was preaching, was teaching afterwards, not just right on the funeral, then it might be a different scenario. So it just the question is not very sometimes clear. People start talking about that person who's died. Don't talk about him. We completely understand that. But if we don't talk about every person who has died already, then we will never be living in the past of 1400 years of Islam. We always will be in the future. So there are things we have to bring back from the past, stories from the past, from certain people who were good or who were not so good. So we intentionally is not promoting hate. If we intentionally saying that we're supposed to talk about the person intentionally and create fuss about fitna, no, I don't think so. We should be doing that. Now, Brother Charles has posted another blind spots.
Before we move on to that, I'll just say one thing on the last subject that I agree with a comment that's down here from one that says that, let me go to this one and we'll go back to the other one. It says that we should not be talking about a dead person's past. What he did was obviously not correct, but some people make it a topic for their entertainment. So I agree that you don't want to entertain it, but let me tell you why I think it's a worthy subject. Is because in Christianity, I was in it for 35 years, we had a bad tendency of putting these people on a pedestal. And then something like this happens. And one thing that Ravi did is he pushed this basically till he died, because when they came to him and asked while he was alive if they could do the investigation on this, he said he'd quit if they did. So he kind of made this happen after he died, because that's when we found out about the official word on it. And then the other issue with this is that we have to learn, because here's one of the things. You have a lot of these Christians who are Christians because of people like Ravi Zacharias, who if you're putting, and we can't do this in Islam either, but I don't really see this in Islam like I see it in Christianity. If you're putting all your faith in a man like Ravi or Kenneth Copeland or some of these other people, and then all of a sudden, especially Ravi, because nobody would have thought that this would happen with him, right? Then what happens is they end up leaving their faith because they put this person on a pedestal. That's why you don't do that. We had a bad habit in a lot of the churches I was in, that they would put the pastor on a pedestal. He overrode, basically, he was the one who determined what the Bible said. So that's what we have to be careful of, even in Islam, even though I don't see that quite as much. I don't know that I've ever seen an issue. I'm sure there has been in the past, but I think that I have not seen the issues where they seem to put like an imam on a pedestal that can't be, but they have to be careful. A good example would be, like any of the ones that are real popular on YouTube, the imams. If they were to do something bad, if you got your whole faith, if the reason why you came to Islam was because of one of these people, then you got, it's not going to be a good thing if they fall, and that's why you never put your faith in a man. So we'll go on to this subject here. I heard Sheikh Hamza Yusuf once said that every holy scripture is dangerous books. You have to have appropriate knowledge to handle it. I would agree with that, because, and I would say even more with the Quran than even with the Bible, because the Quran has verses that were revealed for particular situations, and you have to learn what those are. Otherwise, you end up like a David Wood, Sam Shimon, and them, who say stupid things, and you don't realize that what the meaning of those verses are. Would you guys agree?
Yep, true. This is the reason why I'm saying that we have to seek knowledge. Anything we want to say about our deen, or anything we want to say about somebody else's religion, we don't want to misinterpret somebody else's religion as well. You see, so it's better that we find out what it says, what it doesn't say, and then we can sit down and discuss. But you have a lot of these people who don't bother. They just hear something. Some of the things that you read on Facebook sometimes, it's really hilarious. You ask yourselves, do these people just wake up in the morning and just open their eyes and they've thought of something, and I'm going to go and post this without even checking it out, without even realizing it's true, or it's not true, or whatever? Or do they do it on purpose just to mock? Or it's really sometimes you look at these posts and you think, do they have a brain, or do they think from somewhere else every day? Because it's really when you read these posts, this is why sometimes I get frustrated, because I'm reading these all the time, and I'm thinking, some of these are grown men, not little kids or whatever, who with your phone today, you could just tap in anything, you can get any books and you can read, you can know what it is or whatever. Instead of coming to Facebook and putting a post, before you put a post there, check it out first, see whether I'm writing it properly, I'm wording it properly, I'm putting the question properly. A lot of times what happens is people want to question us about things that we don't answer, and that they say, oh, no Muslims were able to answer. Yeah, no Muslims were able to answer because the question that you posed was not the actual reality of it. The thing might have happened, but it might have happened in a different way. But the way you were asking the question, that's not how it happened. So obviously, no Muslims will answer that. You know? So if so if you have some people actually check up and see, okay, this is how it happens. Let me ask the question the way it happened. Then yeah, nobody will have any issues about it. So you have people today who kind of like will raise the issues and like they don't check and a lot of people like you were saying, people like David Wood and Sam Shamoun and everything. There was this new video yesterday from Sheikh Uthman, and David Wood went back to him again. David Wood went back again with other questions and everything, and yet again he still didn't check his sources. He still didn't properly.
Yeah, I still haven't been able to watch that. What, have you been able to finish it?
No, I'm not finished it now. I watched about 3/4 of it. But I sat down the other day by mistake while I was trying to download something. I lost about 50 gigabytes of all my books, all my hadith, all my tafsir and everything.
That.
And during the last week, I've just been sitting down and re-downloading. I mean, people like him, people like David Wood or whatever, he can get hold of tafsirs, he can get hold of hadith, he can get hold of Qur'ans if he really wants to.
Oh yeah, especially when he's making 10,000 a month on Patreon.
Exactly, but like Sheikh Uthman keeps reminding him, he's doing that only to do videos, only to please people and fill his pocket. So obviously he's not going to bother to go and do the proper research,
Yeah, and the thing is he actually has Sheikh Uthman's number, and Sheikh Uthman already told him that he could call him anytime and ask him questions. Exactly. And before I went public, if I was a Christian apologist, and before I went public with any kind of thing, I would make sure I would call him just to make sure what his answer would be.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I mean that's the same thing here. I wish I had more Christians that would still talk to me after I left Christianity, because sometimes I would like to run things by them before I, have shows on here. But the problem is they all turned on me as soon as I left Christianity.
Right. No, this is the thing. I mean, especially in this day and age, nobody's got any excuse in this day and age. We've got the internet at our fingertips. We've got we've got TV. We can sit down in our house and we know what's happened in Australia there, without.
I like the way you say Australia.
Australia, So
no, it's not, brother. I had to come in here to defend Australia. Sorry about that.
Does anybody else have anything?
Brother who said that the Holy Scriptures are very dangerous if you have not little knowledge. For example, Quran. Let's say about Quran. It's the book actually made easy for us. But saying that if we are not actually aware of events happened around it when it was revealed, we might stumble sometime. But on the whole, in a good level, Quran gives you a lot of spiritual satisfaction when you read it. It will tell you that these words are really touch your soul and heart if you have opened yourself and think this is a holy book I'm trying to read. But this doesn't happen when I was reading a few other books. When I opened the Bible, as an outsider, Brother Charles, you've been there 30 years or more. But when I was reading Bible, I can see there are stories which are actually about prophets, but it doesn't touch you much. But for example, I was reading a few other books, religious ones, they're holy books. It doesn't happen. But it happens to those people who believe in that theology and they get emotional about it, understandable. However, Quran is quite simple. if we understand its Arabic and meaning, it's not very difficult to grasp on it. Um, it's I would not say the word dangerous if we read Quran of our own. If we have capacity to read it, definitely we learn somewhere how to read it. So hopefully I'm not controversial. This is my just personal understanding that I'm not finding it to be too dangerous. Yeah, it becomes dangerous when we start making further meanings about what the book says, and it may get further complicated if we start interpreting whatever we feel, where actually we don't know what historically those verses were all about. So if we start using ignorance about these type of books, that's dangerous. Otherwise, it should be all
Yeah, I was
right.
going to say that. Yeah, exactly. This is what I was going to say. What makes it dangerous is when we start using our opinion, we start using our interpretation. When the Sahaba and the ulama, great ulamas after them, have done that work for us already. The tafsirs that they've written, and they have sat down and debated others, and got the answers for us. And now people are coming and saying, according to my opinion, it's this. According to my opinion, is that this is the what makes it dangerous. But if we take the text, we've got plenty of text out there. We've got plenty of text that have been translated into English. We've got text that have been translated into Chinese, into Urdu, into Hindi, into so many books. I've been trying to download some books in English recently, and I've been clicking, and sometimes it doesn't say whether it's in English or it's in whatever language. And when I clicked on it, I see it's in a totally different language that I don't understand. So, it's out there, and why should we interpret? Like the other day, one brother came on one of the channels. I can't remember which channel it was on, and Muhammad's channel the other day. We were talking to one brother, and
Oh yeah.
he didn't want to take the answer for it. He was giving his opinion, and he wanted people to listen to him basically. Where everything is written in black and white. The Quran is written in black and
Oh,
white, and
I
the
remember the
Prophet
gentleman we
sallallahu
are
alaihi
talking
wasallam.
about. Ah,
Yeah.
brother Jamal, you have to get a 5-star badge for dealing with that person.
Yeah, exactly. So the thing is that the Prophet ﷺ explained everything, laid out everything for us. The Prophet ﷺ, before he died, he said, "I didn't leave one stone unturned." He gave us everything. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said before the Prophet ﷺ died, that today I have completed your religion, and I've called it Islam. And everything is there in black and white. So we have it there. If we don't know about it, we go and ask ulama, or we open up the text that we can. We open up the tafsirs. There's so many of them. But it's for us to interpret that religion. This is when it comes it becomes dangerous now, because especially the Christians, when you ask them, you ask 4 people about the Trinity, you get 10 answers. So
Trinity, if we start up the box of Trinity, it will be very difficult subject then.
exactly.
We'll get lost. Brother Jamal, I will commend Brother Muhammad for that person to come on that show, and he did not kick him. My God, it was amazing tolerance from Brother Muhammad from Cove FF. The gentleman which you were talking about, he time to time these type of people are around. Brother, he is a human. He is intelligent man in his household. I can only gather that he is trying to become popular in a short time,
Yeah.
and he's trying to go everywhere with in his own demeanor.
No, you know what's happened. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us about that already, and Hadith told us that there will come a time when Allah will
Mm.
take that knowledge away. The ulama will no longer be there. And what happens is everyone becomes a scholar then. So everyone's going to take the deen the way he wants. One. Secondly, there are some people who don't want to practice the religion, so they have to find some excuse to back them up. I'm because of this, because of that, because of this, because of that, rather than just saying, look, I want to follow my whims and desires, and I don't want to follow Islam. They have to find some excuse, so they will go and dig and find this and that. And no matter how much evidence you will give them, no matter how many ayats of Quran you will give them, no matter how much tafsir you will give them, they will still come back to the point that they raised. So,
There are so many, Brother Jamal.
Yeah. Brother, can you hear me clearly?
No, you're a
No.
little low, but I have to jump in here because I hate to say it, but I have to bring my mother to the hospital, so I have to go.
Okay, brothers.
Okay.
Jazakallah khair for this
one
a little
saying
get together.
He's struggling to hear me, so that's why I was wondering if my sound was okay.
Yeah, no, your sound is very low. We are just polite people. We did not intimidate you.
Okay. It's okay.